back to my channel, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I post 2 videos a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 7 AM. So if you love a recipe video like this one and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you how to make my delicious Miso Quinoa bread. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious Miso Quinoa loaf. Now this recipe is really easy to do, and I am using an ingredient that is quite unusual as well. I'm going to be using miso paste today. Now this is a traditional Japanese paste that they use a lot in their cooking. I think they use it a lot in soups and stews. You can eat this in a certain restaurant in the UK as well. They make a miso soup, I think. Everybody seems to love it. But I decided to try it in a bread. So I'm gluten intolerant, so I can't eat bread. And a few years ago, I decided to start making my own. I just missed eating bread a little bit, so I decided to start making my own loaves of bread. And I've been making different loaves and trying out different recipes. And one day I was in the fridge and I saw this and I thought I'm going to try that in a loaf, and it worked really well. It was delicious, I have to say, and I'm going to be making it again today. We're having soup for dinner, so I'm going to be having it with my soup. But it's also really nice with eggs, and it's also really nice with stews as well. So yeah, as I'm having soup, I'm going to be having some miso bread to go with it. And while I was making it, I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my very tasty Miso Quinoa loaf. Firstly, I'm going to preheat my oven to 200 degrees. While the oven is preheating, I'm going to prepare my ingredients for the bread. So I'm going to blend up some quinoa and some oats together. So in this bowl here, I have about 200 grams of quinoa, and I also have about 150 grams of gluten-free oats. As I've got a gluten intolerance, I always eat gluten-free oats. And then I've also got about 50 grams of almond flour as well. And I'm going to put these into my blender like so. I'm going to carefully try to do this because this bowl is a bit large and it does like to spill over the side. So I'm just going to carefully put all of these ingredients into my blender like so. Just a little bit more. That's it. All done. And then I'm going to add to that about 2 teaspoons of dried mixed herbs as well. I think that's about 2 teaspoons. And then I'm also going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder as well. So I'm just going to do it this way because I find this easier. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of that in as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together, but I've actually forgotten my spatula, so I'm just going to go and get a spatula. Grab the spatula for the blender that I have, and what I'm going to do is, while I'm blending these ingredients, I'm also going to mix them at the top with the spatula. And the reason I do this is otherwise they'd all get stuck to the bottom and you wouldn't blend it too well. So I'm just going to do that now. These ingredients until they have formed a flour like that, and I've put them into a bowl. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set these aside, and I'm going to add about 200 mils of milk to my blender now, and I'm going to blend that with the miso paste. So I'm going to add 200 mils of milk. Any type of milk will do. I'm using this one. This one is by Plenish. It's really lovely oat milk. This is an advert for Plenish. I just really like this product. And I'm going to add, as I said, about a tablespoon of miso paste to that as well. Now I'm not going to use any salt in this recipe because miso paste is already quite salty in itself. It's a fermented paste, so it's really good for the body, yeah, it's just really delicious. It's also really nice spread on toast as well, like spread on one of these breads. It's delicious too. So anyway, I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together again. these ingredients together until everything is well mixed in, like so. So I've kind of made like a miso milk, I suppose. And then I'm going to crack an egg into this bowl, like so. And I'm just going to whisk this egg, so I'm going to scramble the egg. And then I'm going to add the milk to that as well, the miso milk that I've just made. Just going to pour that in, and I'm going to whisk everything together. And then my dry ingredients I have here in the bowl. So I'm just going to make a well in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the miso milk in, and I'm going to blend everything together until it forms a bread dough, or probably more like a cake mix, to be honest. It's not a dough, it's probably more like a cake mix. So yeah, I'm just going to continue stirring these around now until everything is well mixed together. You may need a little bit more milk. It might be alright though. I might just add a touch more milk to this. No, I think that's going to be fine. I'm going to leave that like that. And I'm now going to line a loaf tin. Now I'm going to pre-line my baking tray with greaseproof paper before I put it into the oven. So what I've got here is a little bit of oil. So I'm just going to add a little bit of oil to the base of the pan. I'm just going to spread that around the base of the pan and up the sides as well. And I'm going to put my first sheet of baking paper in. Parchment paper, I suppose you call it in other countries. I'm just going to put that into the base like so, and then I'm just going to brush the base, and I'm going to put the next piece in like so, and then I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the base of that pan, and I'm going to spread the oil around the base and up the sides again as well. And this is obviously to help the bread from not to stick to the pan or to the greaseproof paper either. So I'm just going to set those to one side. I've left my scissors there. And my bread dough, I suppose, or bread mix, I'm going to put this into the loaf tin now, but I have put it in the fridge while I prepared the loaf tin. So this has been in the fridge for a little while, and I find that if it goes into the fridge, it helps it to stick together easier. These sorts of bread, because they don't have any gluten in them, they generally tend to fall apart quite easily. So by putting them in the fridge, it helps them to glue together a bit better. So I'm just going to spread this dough. It does actually feel like bread dough, this one. I don't think I've made it like this before, so I'm hoping it's okay. So I'm just going to spread this bread dough across the base of this loaf tin, like so. And now I'm going to put this into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until it goes a lovely golden brown colour on top. The bread has been in the oven for a good half an hour now, and what I'm going to do, if I can, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, hang on, is I'm going to put a skewer in, like so. The skewer is coming out clean, so that means the bread is cooked, so I'm going to take this out of the oven now and leave it to cool. I left the bread to cool completely, and I just sliced it in half. I just wanted to show you the middle part. So that's the middle part there. It smells delicious. I have to say, it smells really nice, and I'm really looking forward to having it with my soup this evening. But as I said earlier, this is really delicious with stews. It would also be really nice on a warm summer's day with some sardines and some tomatoes on as well. I have tried that before with this bread, and that was delicious. So yes, I'm really looking forward to having this with my soup this evening. That's how we make my delicious miso Miso Quinoa bread, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be having a little bit of this with my dinner this evening, and it smells so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.